The 10th week of the legislative session saw little activity on the meeting days, Tuesday and Thursday. However, Wednesday was a different story with committee hearings. The Senate Education Committee addressed bills that would prevent data sharing on any educational data outside of Alabama, even though we are only one of 9 states that does not share data on education with the federal government or other states. The most important bill heard on Wednesday, however, was an attempt once again to repeal Alabama's Common Core standards. Bills to do this had already earlier in the session died in both Senate and House committees, but Senator Beeson has proposed a new bill. During the debate, Senator Holtzclaw showed a math book that he had picked up at a school in his district that is used to teach math under the Common Core standards. And he said, you know what's in it? Math. The point was that we are simply teaching the subjects with a new rigor. During the discussion, Senator Sanders pointed out that our standards had been adopted by our State Board of Education with approval of our state superintendent, that these were not forced upon us, and that they are common core, not common everything, he said, and that if we are to repeal them, that it would definitely be a step backward. Earlier, the Senate Education Committee had also had a public hearing on a bill to address changes to the Alabama Accountability Act. That is the bill passed earlier in the session to give credits to families that want to leave failing schools. Although the bill was just passed within recent weeks, it is apparent that it needs changes, and those are introduced in a new bill that the legislature will consider before the session is over. General fund budget and education budget are both halfway through the process, and we expect that next week they will get final consideration. The general fund budget does include $22 million of tobacco money, as the state learned this week that we will in fact be receiving this funding that was being considered in a court. Normally that funding would go to the Children First Trust Fund. This time it will be going to the general fund. With only 8 meeting days left, there's a great deal for the legislature to finish, including the budgets, which include an increase for pre-K and include a discussion of Common Core standards. Please weigh in and let your senators and representatives know how you feel about these important issues for children.